Today, I'll talk about the oldest Korean anti-aging secret. Ancient Koreans used to call it herb from the gods, but nowadays it's simply known as Korean ginseng. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If it's the first time you visit this channel, my name is Odile and I work in marketing and advertising in the Korean beauty industry. On this channel, I use my professional experience to bring you informative content on Korean beauty trends and history. So if you like to take your K-beauty knowledge to the next level, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. In today's video, I'll talk about the most ancient Korean anti-aging secret, Korean ginseng. Ginseng is a powerful medicinal herb that has been used in Asia for thousands of years. Traditionally, ginseng was used to improve overall immunity and treat a variety of diseases. In fact, the herb was believed to offer so many health benefits that ancient Koreans used to call it herb from the gods. But what's the secret behind these incredible properties? The answer lies in some active compounds called saponins. Saponins are phytochemical ingredients that are naturally found in many plants. Generally, saponins serve to protect healthy plants from external threats like bacteria, fungi, or insects. Ginseng saponins have a slightly different chemical structure compared to regular saponins. So to highlight this difference, ginseng saponins are called ginsenosides. Ginsenosides have been proven to offer multiple health benefits, including boosting immunity, relieving fatigue, improving blood circulation, and even lowering the risk of cancer. Korean ginseng is commonly considered the best ginseng in the world, exactly because it contains more types of ginsenosides compared to American ginseng, Chinese ginseng, or Japanese ginseng, and its overall saponin content is on average 30% higher. And it's thanks to its incredible quality that Korean ginseng became one of the most highly prized medicinal herbs in the world. In fact, at the beginning of the 19th century, the international demand for Korean ginseng was so high that many counterfeit products from other countries started to appear on the market. The Korean government was worried that those low-quality counterfeits could damage the reputation of Korean ginseng. So in 1908, they decided to impose a state monopoly on ginseng that lasted until 1996. And even today, Korean ginseng is still one of South Korea's main exports. A particular variety of ginseng called red ginseng is officially recognized by the Korean government as a health functional food for its ability to improve immunity, fatigue, memory, blood circulation, as well as provide antioxidant benefits. As a skincare ingredient, Korean ginseng is a natural source of antioxidants and flavonoids, which are ingredients that help protect skin from the damage caused by environmental aggressors like UV rays and pollution, and in turn prevent premature aging. But what makes Korean ginseng such an extraordinary anti-aging skincare ingredient is that some varieties of the plant have been officially recognized by the Korean health authorities for their ability to stimulate collagen production and reduce the appearance of wrinkles. And I said some varieties of ginseng because not all types of ginseng are created equal. While it's true that all types of ginseng share some common traits, different varieties of the plant have different properties, contain different active ingredients, and have vastly different market prices. A good comparison could be vitamin C. We can say that all forms of vitamin C help fade hyperpigmentation to some extent, but there's a fine line that separates ascorbic acid from other vitamin C derivatives. The same concept applies to ginseng. All types of ginseng provide antioxidant benefits, but not all types of ginseng have been officially recognized to improve the appearance of wrinkles. So in the next part of the video, I'll tell you what aspects to consider before buying a ginseng skincare product, starting from the growing environment. It's common knowledge that the environment in which a plant grows can really affect its development, but it's especially true when it comes to ginseng. Ginseng that grows without human intervention was in fact shown to contain at least 7 times the amount of active ingredients than cultivated ginseng. And for this reason, ginseng is commonly classified according to the growing environment and the degree of human intervention involved. The most affordable variety of ginseng, and the one with the smallest amount of saponins, is greenhouse cultivated ginseng. Secondly, we have field-grown ginseng. Field-grown ginseng is a type of ginseng grown in plantations at less than 700 meters above sea level. These plantations use elements like artificial shade, for example, to reproduce the ideal growing environment of ginseng. Depending on the degree of human intervention involved in these plantations, this variety can sometimes be classified as wild simulated ginseng or cultivated ginseng. Next, there's wild simulated mountain ginseng. This type of ginseng is considered a middle ground between cultivated ginseng and natural wild ginseng. It's obtained by planting a ginseng seed on a high mountain that stands at least at 700 meters above sea level, and then allowing the plant to grow as naturally as possible without human intervention. Lastly, we have the most valued variety of ginseng, natural wild ginseng. Natural wild ginseng is a very rare type of ginseng that grows naturally in deep mountain forests without human intervention. Natural wild ginseng was shown to contain 7 to 10 times the amount of active ingredients as cultivated ginseng. And for this reason, the market price of one root of natural wild ginseng can go from 1,000 to 20,000 American dollars, depending on quality. We don't know exactly why natural wild ginseng tends to contain more active ingredients than its cultivated counterpart. But the most common theory is that natural wild ginseng develops more active ingredients as a way to protect itself from environmental aggressors like wind, rain, or pathogens. Ginseng is a very sensitive plant that requires really specific growing conditions to survive. So for a ginseng plant to fully grow without any sort of human intervention, it must develop some superpowers, basically. Age and processing methods are some of the most important things to consider before buying a ginseng skincare product. Processing methods like steaming, boiling, or drying have the ability to change the bioactive content of ginseng. So depending on how the plant was processed, ginseng can have different properties, different types of active ingredients, and very different market prices. The Korean law identifies 5 main varieties of ginseng. First, we have fresh ginseng, which is a type of ginseng that was not processed. Fresh ginseng is usually harvested before 4 years, and it's the variety of ginseng that contains the smallest amount of saponins. It's not considered to have major medicinal properties, so it's mainly used in beverages or as a cooking ingredient. In skincare, fresh ginseng is only known to offer antioxidant properties. Secondly, there's white ginseng. White ginseng describes a type of ginseng that is peeled and dried under the sun, which causes the ginseng root to turn an ivory color. White ginseng is usually harvested between 4 to 6 years. It contains a good amount of saponins and is recognized to have medicinal properties. In skincare, white ginseng contains some particular types of saponins like polydatin or ginsenoside F1 that have been officially recognized by the Korean authorities for having anti-wrinkle and skin brightening properties. Next, we have the most prized variety of ginseng, red ginseng. Red ginseng is obtained by steaming and drying fresh ginseng, a process that causes the root to become a dark red color. Red ginseng is harvested between 4 to 6 years, but ideally it should be harvested after at least 6 years because that's the age when the plant develops the most significant amount of active ingredients. When you buy a skincare product that contains red ginseng, make sure that the brand clearly states that the red ginseng is at least 6 years old, because there are some cheaper varieties on the market that are only 4 or 5 years old. As a skincare ingredient, red ginseng contains a really high amount of saponins and has been officially recognized by the Korean authorities for reducing the appearance of wrinkles. Red ginseng is considered the variety of ginseng with the most medicinal properties, and for this reason, its market price is really high. Next, there's Taeguk ginseng. Taeguk ginseng is an intermediate product between white ginseng and red ginseng. It's obtained by cooking fresh ginseng in boiling water and leaving it to dry until it becomes a light yellow color. Taeguk ginseng is harvested between 4 to 6 years and contains slightly more saponins than white ginseng, but still not as many as red ginseng. However, as a skincare ingredient, Taeguk ginseng is only known to have antioxidant properties. Lastly, we have black ginseng. Black ginseng is a recently created variety of ginseng that is obtained by steaming and drying fresh ginseng for 9 times until the root becomes a black color. In some studies, black ginseng was shown to contain more saponins than red ginseng. However, this repeated steaming process can cause black ginseng to lose some types of saponins and other active components that make red ginseng so effective, especially if the manufacturing company doesn't have enough expertise in handling this type of ginseng. So even though some types of black ginseng were shown to contain more saponins than red ginseng on paper, the overall effectiveness of this variety is still object of discussion. And for this reason, the market price of black ginseng is lower than the one of red ginseng. As a skincare ingredient, black ginseng has never been certified for having any particular properties in Korea. There are a few studies, not many, that suggest that black ginseng may have some skin brightening properties. But so far, the ingredient has never been recognized by the Korean authorities. And yet, despite these different properties, all types of ginseng are listed under the same inky name in your skincare products, Panax ginseng. And that's why when you're about to buy a skincare product that contains ginseng, it's very important to pay close attention to the product description. The things that I told you so far are common knowledge in Korea. And to make you understand what I mean by common knowledge, I'll give you a quick example. When I say balsamic vinegar IGP and balsamic vinegar DOP, my fellow Italian followers know what I'm talking about. They know the difference between the two and which one is the most expensive. My American followers, on the other hand, are probably completely clueless right now. It's exactly the same with ginseng in South Korea. So Korean beauty brands know that if they want to be taken seriously in their home country, they need to disclose certain details. age of the plant, growing environment, processing methods, etc. etc. Besides, some varieties of ginseng are really expensive, so if a beauty brand is using natural wild ginseng, you can rest assured that they will let you know about it. And because ginseng is still one of South Korea's main exports, claims related to ginseng are strictly regulated in Korea. There's a specific law called the Ginseng Industry Act that regulates claims on ginseng to prevent companies from making false claims about the ginseng used in their products. So there's no need to worry about a beauty brand potentially lying about the type of ginseng used in their products. Plus, in South Korea, some cosmetic claims like whitening or anti-wrinkle are strictly regulated under the Cosmetics Act. Before a company can promote a product using those words, the product has to be registered as a functional cosmetic. In Korea, functional cosmetics are defined as a category of products that change the condition of skin or hair, as opposed to products that are simply hydrating. In Korean skincare, there are only 5 types of functional cosmetics: whitening, anti-wrinkle, sunscreens, rinse-off acne treatments, and skin barrier restoring products. If a beauty brand wants to claim that a product has any of these properties, they must submit to the Korean authorities documentation that shows the safety and clinical effectiveness of the product before they're allowed to sell it. Plus, the clinical effectiveness should be evaluated by independent testing agencies appointed by the government to avoid any potential bias. So a beauty company can't sell you a product formulated with fresh ginseng and tell you that it has the same anti-aging properties of certified red ginseng. And it's very important to know these things because there are some Korean beauty brands that are mainly targeted at the foreign market. They take advantage of the fact that many Western consumers are somehow fascinated by the idea of ginseng but don't know much about it. These brands would sometimes make very bold claims without disclosing the type of ginseng used in their products. Just to give you a quick example, only last year, a Korean beauty brand that is very popular abroad was fined by the Korean health authorities for making exaggerated claims about the ginseng used in their products. So make sure to pay close attention to the words used by brands to describe their products. And ideally, try to buy from reputable companies that invest most of their budget in research rather than influencer campaigns. In the next part of the video, I'll introduce you to my top 3 ginseng serums. All these serums were produced by companies that are renowned for their research on ginseng and for the quality of their raw materials. So it goes without saying that I should start this guide with Donginbi. Donginbi is a Korean beauty brand with a very particular history. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, from 1908 until 1996, the production and distribution of ginseng in South Korea used to be controlled under a state monopoly. Due to the natural scarcity of the ingredient, Korea struggled to keep up with the global demand for Korean ginseng. So at the beginning of the 19th century, many counterfeit products started flooding the market. The Korean government was concerned that these counterfeits could damage the reputation of Korean ginseng. So in 1908, they created a label to identify original and high-quality Korean ginseng. Jeongwanjan is an expression that translates to products rightfully made in government-certified factories. The phrase reflected the fact that at the time, the Korean government had full control over the national production of ginseng, including strict controls over the quality of the crops, how they were processed, and even how the factories were operated. And it's exactly these high standards of quality that made Jeongwanjan the ultimate symbol of premium Korean ginseng in the world. The now private Korea Ginseng Corporation continues to carry on this heritage. The company owns the world's largest research institute on ginseng, and to this day, Cheongwanjan is still considered the #1 Korean ginseng brand in the world. In 2010, the Korea Ginseng Corporation announced the launch of Donginbi, a beauty brand that embodies the legacy of the Cheongwanjan trademark. Their most representative product is the 1899 Single Essence EX. Ever since I introduced the 1899 Single Essence on my channel, many of you reached out to me to say how much you enjoyed this product and what a big difference it made for your skin. So I'm really happy that I could help this product reach an international audience. The one you see right here is the latest edition of the essence that came out at the beginning of the year, and it's called 1899 Single Essence EX. Like all products from Donginbi, the 1899 Single Essence EX contains the multi-awarded 6-year-old red ginseng, and in particular, the ginseng used in this product is field-grown. The 1899 Single Essence EX contains 97.2% of red ginsenic water, which is an exclusive ingredient developed by the Korea Ginseng Corporation using a patented extraction technology that allows them to enhance the active components of red ginseng through a process of microbubble distillation. The result is an intensively revitalizing product that targets all major signs of skin aging, including dullness, decreased elasticity, and rough skin texture. The new 1899 Single Essence EX is still lightweight and fresh like the original essence, but there's been a major improvement in the delivery system of the formula. The new essence feels more deeply hydrating and leaves skin even more soft, supple and radiant than before. As you know, I really loved the original 1899 Single Essence, but this reformulation was truly surprising. I find that Donginbi managed to improve a product that was already incredible to begin with, while still preserving all the key features that made it great. The next Korean beauty brand that is renowned for their research on ginseng is, of course, Seorasu. Historical documents tell us that the topical application of ginseng goes back to the 16th century, when Hwan Jini, the most beautiful courtesan of that period, was rumored to bathe in a decoction of ginseng leaves to preserve a bright and clear complexion. However, the use of ginseng in industrially produced skincare products is a fairly recent phenomenon that dates back to 1966, when a Korean beauty company called Pacific Group launched the ABC Ginseng Cream, the very first skincare product made with Korean ginseng. The founder of Pacific Group grew up in a city that is renowned for its production of ginseng. At the time, Korean ginseng was already known for its incredible health benefits, but there was no scientific research on the effects of ginseng on the skin. So when he started his beauty company in 1945, the founder of Pacific Group put together a team of researchers to study the skin properties of ginseng. The research led to the launch of the ABC cream in 1966. The cream was so successful they convinced the Pacific Group to continue their research on ginseng. In 1972, the group managed to isolate the active components of ginseng for the first time in the world. And the following year, this discovery led to the launch of Ginseng Same, the very first skincare brand made with Korean ginseng. The brand was relaunched as Seora in 1987 and finally as Seorasu in 1997. Sorasu was originally developed by the Pacific Group, now known as Amore Pacific, in collaboration with the Oriental Medicine Department of Kyunghee University, which is considered the top university in Korea in the field of traditional Oriental medicine. In the past, Sorasu products used to contain wild simulated ginseng, but in recent years, Amore Pacific has been implementing a smart farming system that allows them to reproduce the natural growing environment of ginseng. The skincare line by Sorasu that best reflects their outstanding research on ginseng is the concentrated ginseng line. The key ingredient of this line is Ginsenomics, an anti-aging ingredient that stimulates collagen production and reduces the appearance of wrinkles. At the heart of Ginsenomics is compound K, one of the most powerful saponins found in red ginseng. Collagen is an essential component of our skin that maintains thickness, elasticity, and hydration. However, as we get older, the enzyme MMP1 that is naturally found in the human body and is responsible for collagen breakdown starts to increase. Compound K found in red ginseng inhibits the expression of MMP1 and also stimulates production of hyaluronic acid, which makes the skin more hydrated and visibly reduces the appearance of wrinkles. The issue is that red ginseng only contains a tiny amount of compound K. How tiny? 1 liter of red ginseng extract only contains 0.001 grams of compound K. And for this reason, researchers from Amore Pacific started to look for an effective solution that would allow them to obtain a bigger amount of compound K from red ginseng. The researchers found that there had been some studies in the past that showed that microbes in the human intestine could naturally convert multiple types of ginseng saponins into compound K. So the research team started to conduct hundreds of experiments using all different types of enzymes found in the human intestine until they found one that did the trick and applied it to red ginseng to obtain 6,000 times the amount of compound K normally found in the plant. There are 2 serums in this line. They are both excellent products, but my personal favorite is the Concentrated Ginseng Rescue Ampoule. The Concentrated Ginseng Rescue Ampoule is a particular product that combines Ginsenomics with ginseng berry extract. When we talk about ginseng, we usually talk about ginseng root. Until recently, parts like leaves, stem, flowers and berries were still recognized for their health benefits, but they were not as valued as ginseng roots. Researchers from Amore Pacific found that even though ginseng berries didn't contain the same amount of saponins as ginseng roots, they contained other compounds that could provide additional skincare benefits. In particular, they discovered that ginseng berry extract has the ability to relieve skin damaged by external aggressors and to prevent the formation of dark spots by inhibiting melanin synthesis. In the Concentrated Ginseng Rescue Ampoule, ginseng berry extract is kept in a separate compartment to preserve the freshness of the ingredient. The first time you use the product, you need to twist the top part of the container, shake the bottle for a few seconds, and allow the ginseng berry extract to mix with the Ginsenomics base. The result is a rich but thin gel formula that quickly sinks into the skin without stickiness. Ever since it was released, the Concentrated Ginseng Rescue Ampoule has been a staple in my skincare routine in between seasons. For starters, it provides great skin barrier support, so whenever I use it, I find that my skin is less sensitive to temperature changes. Plus, if you're worried about rough and uneven texture, I find that this ampoule really works wonders to soften rough patches and minimize the appearance of pores. Lastly, another Korean beauty brand that is renowned for their research on ginseng is the history of Hu. I have a video entirely dedicated to the history of Hu on my channel, so I won't spend too many words on this brand. For those of you who are new to my channel, the history of Hu is a brand created by beauty conglomerate LG Household and Healthcare and based on the modern reinterpretation of traditional Korean medicine remedies. The brand was commissioned by the Korean government to showcase traditional Korean beauty heritage across the world. In response, LG created the Hu Oriental Medicine Skin Science Research Center, the very first research institute in Korea dedicated to researching cosmetic applications of traditional Korean medicine remedies, ginseng included. The company owns their own raw material supplies, and this allows them to have full control over the quality of the ingredients that go into their products. The history of Hu has many different lines, and each line contains a different variety of ginseng to match the properties of the line. But the line I'll show you today is called Jinul Yang. Jinul Yang is an anti-aging skincare line designed to visibly firm loose skin and revive overall skin tone. The line is powered by natural wild red ginseng to boost collagen production and stimulate blood circulation and lymphatic drainage. The serum from this line is called Jinul Intensive Revitalizing Essence. The brand recommends the Jinul Yang line for women approaching menopause, but it's also very effective if you suffer from poor circulation and sagging skin like me. As I said in my video on the history of Hu, the Jinul Yang line is like a skincare workout for people with poor circulation. The Intensive Revitalizing Essence in particular is one of the most intensively tightening skincare serums I've ever come across. The formula is really thin, but feels deeply nourishing when it sinks into the skin. And when I apply it in the evening, I find that the next morning my face looks visibly sculpted, less bloated and more lively. So if you find that your skin is losing elasticity and looks overall grey and lifeless, I strongly recommend this serum and the rest of the line as well. We've come to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more informative content on Korean beauty. See you next time. Bye!